Alright, so, for episode... what is this? 15? Yeah. So, for episode 15 of this game, we have now reached Tokyo, which, as far as I'm concerned, should also be our third and final city in this game. And, ultimately, after thinking about this, I am of course going to be driving the Modo Prego because, well, this is the car that I won from Parfait, and yeah, let's drive this thing in red. Just because I've not driven anything in red for a while. And after thinking about this, I'm going to start off with Ricky just because, well, I figure my life will be easier if I start off with basically the guy who stole Gina's car than it would be starting off with...
Hey Tiger, it's Gina. Oh, am I glad you're here. I'm in serious trouble with the Yakuza because that sleazeball Ricky screwed me over. You're the only one who can help. Find Kenichi as soon as you can.
Let's get down to business, you dumb parrot.
Okay, so if you were just hearing that com-to-com call there for a moment, you'll probably know now that Ricky has stolen Gina's Vortex 5, and now we've basically got to reclaim it by winning it. And the last time I did this, well, it did not go down very well. As a matter of fact, I was basically struggling for my life to somehow win this race, and well, because I kept having a number of agonizing losses, there was at least 2 occasions where I came so damn close to winning, but as a result of chaos just preventing me from winning, it basically left me lividated to the point of where I just decided my lividity was clearly telling me to quit. And that's basically what I did. But I did win the first race, however. Over to you, cutscene.
It was easy to cheat Gina out of a car. This guy looks even dumber. You? Ooh, my life is too easy.
We'll see about that. I've beaten this race once before, by the way.
Hey, when it's green, we're off.
But with the second one, however, that is going to be harder. As I learned very harshly, but... ah, you bastard. Could have used that slipstream turbo, but I probably had a number of good reasons not to use it. Anyways. I reckon the first race is going to take me at least a couple of tries, but the second one, however, that's going to take a lot more the way I see it. Because, well, I've not won the second race before. First race I have, second race, however, I haven't.
Can I get a challenge, please? baka.
I can't find him. I'm breaking off pursuit.
Look up here. You beat everybody? That'll get you some respect.
Quick note. In case if you either were or weren't noticing in that race, I decided to switch over to the Bryanston 5 because, well, the handling was a bit more improved in this car than it was in the Modo Prego. So basically, the Bryanston 5 did become useful in beating the Vortex 5, and now the only thing that's left for me to do is to beat it again. As of which I beat Ricky in the end by 6 seconds. And I beat Toshi to the line by 4 seconds. Then it was Nikki, Ying, Keitaro, Reizo, Kumiko, and Mikio. That was the final finishing order. And well, I'm just gonna continue the career because why not?
Okay, we'll see how far this goes now. You are making life very precarious for yourself, tourist.
Whatever you say. Bastard.
This is Gina. Watch out for Ricky. He's a scummy, cheating bastard, and he'll do whatever it takes to win.
Cheating you.
Yeah, that pretty much certifies my description of him being a bastard, because, well, he will basically do whatever it damn well takes to win. And, well, I decided to switch over to the Bryanston because, well, I figured this car would be more useful to me than the other one was. And I just completely missed the shortcut there. Oh well, let's try again. As I'm just cracking my fingers.
Hey, this is Gina. I don't know how I got mixed up with this guy Ricky, but watch out for him. Don't let him screw you over.
Gina, I think it's a bit more than just Ricky I need to worry about, because all of them are fucking screwing me over. And they will literally kill me if that's what it takes to win. Because I think that's what they've just done to me so many times now that I think up to this point it's going to be amazing if I don't wind up being involved in one of their accidents. It's just become a case of where I'm inevitably going to be wrecked by one of them in this race. But the only question I really have is when. I mean, it's going to happen. There's just no question of telling when it's going to happen. As in, everyone around me is just wanting to cause a very huge accident that I simply cannot avoid. So glad to say I avoided that one, though. Because, well, I've also established from my previous experience that this race is lunatic levels of crazy. In other words, it basically feels like serial killer levels of crazy. Because that's basically what it feels like I'm going up against at this point.
This is not the way things are supposed to turn out.
It feels like I'm literally going up against serial killers, rather than racers. I mean, that's just how fucking crazy this whole thing has been.
Something must be wrong with my car.
Crazy enough for me to even change cars whilst I did it. Okay, anyways. So, just gotta keep my balance. Okay, gotta spot the escalator. Don't want to miss that. Can I please capture it? Finally. Also, that race was a lot less stressful than the first time I did it with the Prego.
And you're no pain.
I actually did not think that was going to work, but after switching over to the Bryanston 5, I somehow pulled it off. And now I just gotta wait for the 7th placed car. Ha! Ricky didn't even finish inside the top 3 this time, he finished 5th. Anyways. So, the top 3 are myself, ahead of Nikki, Mikio, and then it was Keitaro in 4th, and Kumiko finishes 6th behind Ricky. And Toshi just finished as well, 48 seconds behind me, virtually. Anyways, I'm now going to view the replay, because I can. Also because, well, I did find out from doing some research that the Bryanston 5 would be a stronger opponent against Ricky than the Modo Prego was. I have learned this is a pretty good car to use, and so I just decided to use it because, well, I just could not take doing the wrong place, wrong time thing with the Modo Prego anymore. It was simply a desperation choice that basically felt like I was on a kamikaze mission, but at the end of the day, the Bryanston 5 did its job, and I'm so glad to say the Escort Kazi has not let me down. I'm also very glad to say that as well, because if this didn't work, then I would have been pretty pissed off. But thankfully, however, I was not. Although I can definitely say it took more than long enough to get through those 2 races. Because that shit was nowhere near easy. I also had to make sure I was not too fast when entering the mall as well, because I really had to make sure I got it right. I had to do everything righteously once I entered the shopping mall and got on that escalator. I literally had to make sure everything was pincer perfect. And somehow, because I had enough acceleration to do it, it actually paid off. And I also didn't miss it either, which is even better. Okay, anyways, moving on.
This idiot and the stupid little girl will be looking at their own brains. You just won yourself a world of pain.
You know, the Bryanston 5 took way less time for me to get through those 2 races compared to what the Modo Prego did. Anyways, we've now got the Vortex 5, and the opponent we now have on the map is Nico. And Shinga's also on the map, but, well, I'm gonna need a break before doing both of those opponents, because oh my god, that one fucking race. So, I did Ricky first just because, well, I figured it might make things easier. And it does show just how we can use this car, so handling is going to be one of the biggest keys. And I can also say acceleration is pretty good as well. So yeah. 57.2% of this game is now complete, and I'm going to be taking a break from this game for a week before getting back to it, because I need a break from the ordeal, even if it's for a week. But yeah, anyways. So, yeah, thanks for watching this episode, and well, I'll see you in a week. Peace.